Hello, I'm Peter Stewart. Welcome to today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast podcast and video voice. Now, although the teeth, lips and tongue work very hard in synchronicity to convert sounds into words, the part played by the tongue itself is generally unsung. The mouth's multifunction muscle is a kind of Inspector Gadget of the human body. Let me tell you why. All of the things that the tongue is involved with. Well, first of all, there's saliva production, because when it moves, the tongue activates glands underneath it, which ooze saliva, which lubricate and clean the mouth and mixes with food to help chewing and swallowing. Then there's sucking, whether at a straw or a breast. The tongue helps create a low-pressure piston suction to draw fluid into the mouth. Then there's eating and drinking. The tongue helps turn solids into mash, moving food around the mouth to be chewed up and ground down by the teeth. Fluid and food is moved around the mouth by the tongue for pleasure, taste reception, and lubrication as well. And tasting, receptors on the tongue can identify flavours which help us detect whether food is safe to eat. The tongue is involved with swallowing. It moves the food to the back of the throat to start its journey to the stomach. And touching, well, as a baby we of course tested toys by tasting them, and as adults we tested other adults by tasting them. So we know that the tip of the tongue is hugely sensitive. On a daily basis, the tongue identifies stones and bones in our food, the tongue's sensitivity giving the feeling that the object is much larger than it actually is, and searching the mouth for remnants of food to swallow is also done by the tongue, and both of these things stop us from choking. And defending as well. A medical professional can find important basic information about your health with a quick tongue exam. Quote, defense cells of the tongue are the lingual tonsil found at the base of the tongue and part of the lymphatic tonsillar ring. With the palatine tonsils and adenoids, the lingual tonsil is responsible for defending the body against germs that can come in through the mouth. So all of those different things that the tongue does, the saliva production, the sucking, the eating and drinking, tasting, swallowing, touching, defending, and of course, there's speaking as well, of course. The tongue can produce more than 90 words a minute using more than 20 different movements. Extending and contracting. Yeah, the tongue is the only muscle in our body that can actively contract and extend. Just stick your tongue out to see this in action. Raising and lowering, say the letter T, and you'll see what I mean. Bending backwards, as in the letter L. Narrowing, as in the K sound, and many, many more kind of movements as well. So all sorts of things going on. The tongue is hugely unsung when it comes to speech. And I thought it was well worth spending a few minutes today giving you an idea of how versatile your tongue is before we move on to its part that it plays specifically in speaking and shaping and forming those different sounds with which we create words. I'm Peter Stewart. Back tomorrow with more.